A new paradigm of life. Are those who carry the rays of the sun and bring light and knowledge. They have an ancient organization, an ancient society, an ancient spiritual bonding that keeps them doing certain work within a certain star system. You are members of the Bringers of the Dawn, otherwise, you would not be drawn to this book. The members of this elite organization come to Earth at different times to do their work. This occurs when a cycle has been set and events are perfect for them to allow the energy from the high cosmos and the energy from Earth to merge within their own beings. The energies from the cosmos are always coming to Earth, and the energies from Earth are always lifting up toward the cosmos. Humanity creates the sacred bridge between Earth and sky, which some have called the Rainbow Bridge. The Bringers of the Dawn allow these energies to merge so that the dawn, or the light, is awakened within them. They then bring that dawn to civilizations. This is who you are. This is what you are doing. So are multitudes of others. You are the Bringers of the Dawn. As Bringers of the Dawn, there is a certain stance that will facilitate the commitment you have made. This stance is one of allowing and moving out of self-indulgence and the discounting of your experiences. For the Bringers of the Dawn, each link makes up the whole, no matter how it is constructed, no matter what strength or weakness it has, and no matter how big or small its role. Strength or weakness or influence are not necessarily to be compared, they are simply the stance that consciousness, in its own dance of reality, chooses to focus upon. We teach you about yourselves and assist you in unlocking what is inside of you, not what is outside of you. As Bringers of the Dawn, you are in your darkest hour before the dawn, when you may wonder if there is going to be a ray of light. Then, almost instantly, the light will begin to show from nowhere. Where will it come from? How will it change your thinking? How is existence as dark as it can be one moment, and then the next instant there is light? As Bringers of the Dawn, you will that light to dawn. You were trained for this, it is your forte. You, the Bringers of the Dawn, also known as the Family of Light, agreed to go through the process of mutation to evolve yourselves into higher beings by intention and conscious agreement. You bring light back to the planet, bring about the new evolution of humanity, and make the cosmic evolutionary leap in awareness and intelligence possible by anchoring the frequency first inside your own bodies and living it. The Family of Light comes from a central place of operation, a source within this universe that acts as a broadcast station. There are central suns within your galactic system and a central sun within this universe. The Mayans named this central sun Alcyone. Others know it by other names. The sun has light, and light has information. To make this very simplistic, members of the Family of Light come from a place that is the central storehouse of information for the universe. You cycle or spiral out from this central sun and carry the information from it throughout the various systems in this universe. You plot, plan, and travel. You are very unique in this regard, and you know it. You know when you look at the population that you are very different. You love rabble-rousing, and you love to bust systems open. When something says, no trespassing, it is for everyone else and not for you. You go wherever anything is shut down so that you can open it up. You operate by separating yourselves into many multidimensional identities and then going into systems to change them. You sometimes incarnate in these systems for hundreds of thousands of years in preparation for the time when you may be called on to bust the systems. You have a resume to back you. For example, you incarnate on Earth a number of times so that if the call goes out that Earth is going to be busted open and the paradigm is going to be shifted, you can say, I have been there 247 times, in this many varieties, and once I was able to ascend my body. I did this, and this. If I go in for this game plan to bust the system, I am certain that I can refresh my memories, pull them up, defy the laws, and complete the assignment. Sometimes it doesn't happen and the plan has to be aborted for some reason. That is a very frustrating experience for you. However, when all goes according to plan and you succeed in busting the system and creating a new paradigm of light, it is like a cosmic orgasm to you. Members of the Bringers of the Dawn or the Family of Light work in teams. You don't go into systems alone. You need each other to do this work because you cannot hold the frequency by yourself. By going in as teams, you increase the odds of successfully carrying out the plan. You are like rays and light spirals of the central sun that are very intelligent, and you are guided by a great intelligence inside the central sun. Light is a kingdom of consciousness, and it has a purpose in existence. The story we tell you today is a story that you can comprehend. Every time we speak to humans and you comprehend more, we give you more. We do not want you to think that light is more noble than anything else. Something in the essence of your soul connects you to this light source and drives you to this profession, but it does not make this profession better than any other profession. There are others who have different sources and spiral out with different intentions, and they make the ballgame possible. You are learning about this. We remind you that Prime Creator creates it all, and it endows all things with itself. Just as you are seeking self-awareness, Prime Creator is mastering this as well. It seeks to be aware of itself within all things and to endow the things that it is within with awareness that Prime Creator is in them and aware of its existence. The awareness is like a mirror going back and forth between Prime Creator and all creations, down to the smallest little bug or ant that crawls on the ground. Just as Prime Creator is in light, it is also in so-called evil, knowing that evil also has a divine purpose. Many kingdoms of consciousness exist. Kingdoms of consciousness are fancy words for a concept that we would like you to grasp. Within the kingdoms of consciousness, there is a likeness of energy, and there are many kinds of kingdoms of consciousness. The family of light comes from a particular kingdom of consciousness. When your consciousness learns the laws of creation, manipulation, and management of reality, it is quite easy for you to manifest into any form you choose. For those of you who have activated your shamanistic and native cultural memories, you will know that part of the teachings of native cultures was how to go into various realities and change form. The shamans in certain cultures were revered for this. They carried genetic coding, and there were very few on the planet in relation to the entire population. They held the magic and mystery and kept the process alive. They were able to move in the forms of animals and various other shapes and guises. This was quite a profound science, indeed. Because this science exists on the planet, of course, it also exists off the planet. Earth is a happening place right now, a hot spot. It is coded to start its own revolution, not necessarily just a revolution in the United States to change lifestyle, but a dimensional shift that is going to alter all of the space around Earth. Many extraterrestrials who are curious about life forms know how to rearrange their molecular structures and come onto the planet in disguise as humans. In times of tumultuous change, when dimensions have the potential to merge and collide as you are setting up here for Earth, there is a great gathering of energies that come to participate in the Big Show. The Big Show happens on many levels, not just in 3D. A chain reaction moves through all of the dimensions of existence and all of consciousness. Some beings beam themselves to Earth in disguise as humans, or they incarnate, picking an opportunity to get a ticket into this reality to be here for the event. Perhaps some of those you sense as not native to the planet and not here as systems busters are here to observe, to participate, and to understand so that they can take the information back to their own systems, which are always evolving. There are intelligent creatures who are able to manifest as humans and play the role out to perfection. Sometimes their memories are intact, and sometimes they have the veil down. It is not always easy for these beings to come here with full conscious memory of who they are elsewhere because of the frequency control. You will grow in your awareness over the next few years that you are members of the family of light in disguise as humans. Part of the planned evolution of the human species and the planned rearrangement of the human DNA is for each person to begin to open a memory bank and remember who they are. In different dimensions of reality, there are, of course, different experiences and different laws. In 3D, where you have been locked as a human species for so long, there is a limitation on what you can experience. The third dimension is designed to focus on one existing reality at a time. It is designed this way according to frequency and nerve pulsation and the rate that frequencies adjust the nerve pulsations within the body. You are magnetically and biogenetically tuned and designed. The members of the family of light are much more than human. Characteristically, you are supreme achievers in the multidimensional realm. One applies for a position in the multidimensional realm as a member of the family of light. As members of the family of light, you have incarnated on this planet to prepare yourselves to do your work. What is your work? Your work is quite simple. You carry frequency into systems that have limited light frequency because light is information. This is not cold, computer data information. It is information that is transmitted biologically through an electromagnetic send out of consciousness. This is what you are experts in. If you were to have a business card printed up for yourselves when you are in full memory of your identity, it would say something like, Renegade member of Family of Light. Systems Buster. Available for altering systems of consciousness within the free will universe. On call. You go for it. This is what you do. This is an aspect of your identity that you all have in common, and you are here in the millions at this time. You are here primarily to remember who you are, to operate multidimensionally within the system, and to teach humans, the natives in this place that have been under frequency control for a long time, a new system. You are disguised as humans. As soon as you begin to realize this, you will extricate yourself from the human drama and the human dilemma of frequency control. Before frequency control was instituted 300,000 years ago by the raiding group of creator gods, the native species was somewhat clever. They had a very evolved system of receiving information and could directly receive on the planet from space contacts. They also had many different ways of distributing knowledge as it was received. Distributing knowledge on the planet at this time is based on technology, something outside of yourself. It is another clever bill of goods you were sold as a means of control. A long time ago, communication on this planet occurred through contact with one another by the use of internal mechanisms, not by technology outside of yourself. Most humans cannot grasp that their history goes back more than a few thousand years. You will learn, remember, and teach the planet that it has a history of millions of years. First, you will uncover and integrate the history of the planet for the past 300,000 years so that you can expand the picture of the human dilemma. Remember, history is all inside of you, not outside of you. In your current technology, light-encoded filaments are being created outside of your body in symbolic form as a representation of the transmission of intelligence through fiber optics. The human species creates outside of itself what it must learn is inside of itself. It is part of the mastery of light. When the great library of yourselves was put into chaos, there was a little bit of data left that kept the species controllable, operable, manageable, and yet functioning on its own, performing tasks and stimulating it as a life form and form of consciousness to produce a certain frequency, fear. This fear has been promoted for the past 300,000 years on this planet as a controlled substance in every version that you can think of. When a human being resonates electromagnetically and broadcasts the frequency of fear, a transmission of consciousness is sent out. Where does that fear go? Where do your thoughts go? Where do your emotions go? We have already said that, collectively, consciousness forms food. As systems busters, you have come in to eradicate the food source, or to change the food source from one of fear and chaos. Those who are nourished by that food source will have to either change their diet or leave this planet. You are here to bring information, light, the comprehension that there is potential for change, and a food source that works in cooperation and resonates with light. This is what you are about and what it is your responsibility to achieve. We understand that some of you are very puzzled about how to do this and how to bring about this state of impeccability in your own lives. One of the primary things we ask each of you to do from this moment forward is to not base any of your future experiences on your past. All of you love to drag the past in as an excuse for what might happen in the future. You are famous for it. But you must act as if you are newly beamed down, innocent as a babe, and ready to step forward into the circumstances of your daily life. As you awaken each morning and step forward each day, state with clarity what you intend to experience that day. If you are not doing this or cultivating the habit of doing it, then you had best get going. It is the way that reality is designed. As we have said before, the big secret that has been kept from the human species is that thought creates experience, and thought creates reality. All reality is created by thought. It is all a subjective experience. But electromagnetically, you are being controlled in such a way as to create experiences within a certain spectrum of reality. You who are members of the family of light are well traveled and well attuned to the possibility of bringing new frequencies in. You have come here to hold the new frequencies being beamed to you from space that are setting into motion a new pattern inside your bodies. As you begin to know that this is your purpose, you will begin to design your purpose consciously, to get clear about what you want, and to experience it, no matter what area it is in. This is an absolute. Each of you likes drama in your own way. You get bored if you don't have stuff happening. This is why you formulated this plan, this raid. In actuality, this reality or world was set up by entities of the family of light a long time ago, before the reality was raided. As members of the family of light, you were the original planners. There were many rich funds of consciousness here that were free to become attached to and to utilize. When the entities of other families that you have come to call dark took over this planet, they did a very good job of keeping light out. Light is only as big as your paradigm can get at this time, but there are other teams and kingdoms of consciousness out there as well. For now, we will just work with light and dark. The dark team did a very good job of keeping light out for a long time. However, that time is up. You are renegades of light, and you decided to come back and stage another raid of consciousness, millions of you at this time, because you knew in working with Prime Creator's energy that there was a high probability that everyone would achieve a great richness of consciousness. As you begin to pull this light into your bodies and onto the planet, many people who like drama may be affected. They may be pierced by light and have a reaction, because the more light you bring, the faster it will spread. Light is definitely growing on the planet as you remember that you are the native species, working closely with the original planners, here to take back your world from the raiders.